Hello everyone. I hope all are doing good. Yeah, this is D Raghavi. Today in this video we are going to discuss about the basic concepts of control system. Yeah. Before that, I wish to explain you what is system. A system is nothing but is an arrangement of different components that act together to perform particular task. If you take a system, so obviously it was connected by a number of components so that act together to provide particular result. So it was generally consisting of three elements, one as input, process and output. So output is our desired target. So here output is the specified functions performed by the system, right? So if you take a system, so in that system we are providing input. With that input it processes the executions and produce the desired output. So let us consider one simple example. I just take a power source that is connected to the bulb. So here the input to the bulb, which is given by battery in the form of current. So the output of the bulb in the form of light. So here the filament which converts current into light. So that conversions, right, current into light, that conversions here it will be called as a processing process, right? So this is the best example for your system. So next I wish to explain you control system. So this is the block of your control system. So there is two block available here, one is controller and one is system block. So here you see the input not directly given to the system block, right? So the input given to controller. So controller generates the control signal that should be given to the system. So it processes the execution and it produces the output, right? So here input given to controller, then controller generates control signal. So that given to system, it processes the execution and it produces the desired output. So this is the block of your control system. So if I want to find the relationship between the chosen input and desired output, I want to realize the mathematical model, right? So here you see the control system. So mathematical model is realized by two things. One is analysis of control system and one more thing is design of control system. So by the analysis we can able to find the output if you know the input and mathematical model. Suppose for my applications I want to find the mathematical model, right? So design model. So if I want to find the mathematical model, I need to know the input and output of that particular system. So for my applications I just go with analysis part or I just go with design part. So by the use of analysis you can able to find the output of the executions. By the use of designs you can able to find the mathematical model, right? So in this control systems we are using three mathematical model. One is differential equation, transfer function and state space analysis. So differential equation and transfer functions is was developed as earlier. So state space analysis is recent developed one. So if you take your control system subject, the first 4 unit deal with transfer function approach, last unit is state space approach. So I'll take a comparison of transfer function and state space approach. So state space approach have much advantage compared with your transfer functions, because why means if you take a transfer functions you can able to give single input single output. Suppose the if you take state space analysis means you can able to provide multi input multi output. So likewise lot of advantages you can face it in your state space analysis. If you take a transfer functions approach, it is limited to certain system. State space analysis, it is applicable to all type of systems. So likewise it have lot of advantages compared with your transfer function approach. So next I just go with classification of control system. So depending upon the configurations, the control system may get classified. So here it will be classified into two sectors, one as open loop control system and another one as closed loop control system. So here I wish to explain you what is open loop control system and what is closed loop control system, what is the basic difference between open loop and closed loop control system. So for that, first we go with open loop control system. Yeah, here I just explain you open loop control system with the block. So as I told earlier, right, so input is given to process may not be directly. So input is given to controller generates the control signal, that control signal is given to your process system process the executions and it provide the desired output. So what we see the block for earlier for control system, the same block includes for the open loop control system. So here we never give any feedback from output to input, there is no feedback path, right? So that is the thing. So here I wish to explain you open loop control system with realistic day-to-day life examples. So I just take a camera as your example because today everywhere if we go the party or if we go the some condolence or if we go somewhere anywhere, we want to share our feelings with the status, WhatsApp status or Instagram, right? So whatever our feelings we have to expose to outside, right? So for that we are using mobile cam. Here I just take a digital camera. Okay, so I just capture the picture. So I want to develop the picture into photograph, right? So that film should be transferred to computer process the thing and it further transferred to the printer. So to take a printout of that copy, right, a photography, so here the input which is given by digital camera, that should be transferred to the computer process, so processing the executions that further transfer to the printer, so printer provides the develop the photo, so that is the output of that desired result. So here you see there is no feedback path from the printer to digital camera, right? So to improve the quality of the picture, I think this is the right example for the open loop control system. So next I wish to explain you closed loop control system. So some changes compared with your open loop control systems, some changes in your block diagram. So here two more changes, one is feedback signal and one is error detector signal. I explain you, right? So here also first and foremost thing we have to give the input, so that input given to the error detector. So error detector is nothing but it helps to generate the error signal. So what is the mismatch of the signal, right? So that error signal it was generated by the error detector. How they can calculate the error signal means they taken the input signal and they can take the feedback, do a comparison and produce the error signal. So that further it will be given to controller. Obviously before we are giving to the system blocks, we have to give that signal to the controller. Controller generates the control signal, that control signal should be given to your processor or your system, so they only have to process the executions, right? So it further generates the output. So until you get the desired output, you have to give that output to the input by the way of feedback. So again it will be given to error detector. Error detector generates the error signal, so until it gets the error signal value as 0. Okay, so this process will get repeated. So by this way the system will get adjusted automatically. So for this concepts I wish to explain you examples. So here the example is that water level, so monitoring the water level in a storage tank. So I just take a control system, it should continuously monitoring the level of water in the tank with the help of sensor. So the output of the sensor is further given to the controller compare the signal, compare the feedback with the desired input signal and generates the error signal, right? So until the water level in the tank get fulfilled, the process get continue. So I think in this sessions I explain you the basics of control system. So what is a system? So example for a system. So what are the elements generally we use it in your system, and what is control system? What is the block we are using in your control system, and how we can do the analysis part and design part with the mathematical equations, and what are the types of control system, uh, what are the examples for open loop and what are the examples for closed loop. So today we see the basics. I hope it get reach you. Thank you all.